Welcome, angels, to think outside the box. When doing so, life becomes so much more fun for yourself, angels, and others. You can also think outside the box. You flow with life on an easier level. When you think outside the box, try something new, expand yourself, angels. Give yourself the opportunity for new experiences, new ideas, new situations to have more fun in your life. There are so many ways that you're able to think outside the box, angels. That and so many more. I'm Heather Buzzard, a Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves where we uplift and inspire you to become who you truly came here to be. Believe it or not, angels, it is already the month of March, 3 months into the new year. Yet before we get into our theme of the month, I'd like to let you know that we posted on our YouTube channel what we did this past weekend as we went to Dorsey High School out here in Los Angeles and supported teenagers as they had a lip syncing fundraiser. It was with timeless music. Check out the videos posted below on our channel. And also, angels, I put up a picture of myself up there. So take a look at that. Also, angels, this month will be in the e-magazine New York Weekly. If you get that magazine, you can get to know me a little bit better, and we'll post the link and whatnot here on this channel and over on our website as well. So grab your drink, angels, sit back and relax as we step into a new theme for this month of March. Today I've got my sweet tea. It's been a minute since I've drank sweet tea. Always reminds me of Georgia when I lived in Atlanta, Georgia. That was the first time I was ever introduced to sweet tea. Today, angels, knowing that it's the beginning of the month, our theme of the month is embrace new beginnings. Spring is around the corner, and in order to embrace new beginnings, we need to have a inner strength and cultivating that inner strength mentally and emotionally through resilience and recovery. I'm going to touch on some principles of resilience and how daily mindfulness, self compassion, and purposeful action help you build that inner strength. Because if you think about it, when you're mindful about your daily actions, when you're mindful about what you're thinking and speaking, then there isn't that negative self talk or self resentment or wishing that you could take something back. I'll give you an example. The other day I had an experience and it was on my mind, and instead of me speaking my truth at that time, I didn't, and it didn't resolve itself until I was able to speak that truth, and it benefited me. And that's part of building the inner strength and knowing that having that self-compassion for yourself, even though may what you say, be, or do might influence somebody else, just make sure that it doesn't, detrimentally hurt them or anything of that nature. Yet, angels, remind yourself that you aren't in control of how other people respond to your energy. So that's building inner strength as far as part of resilience. Also, key methods, angels, and we've spoken about this a lot: deep breathing, positive self talk. How many of us truly talk positively to ourselves? That's one thing that I've come to embrace and lean into in my life, especially in this part of my life, in this new chapter of my life. And on my daily walks in the morning, I talk positively to myself. And that sets the tone for the day. So ask yourself, be aware of how you speak to yourself. What is the first thing you say to yourself when you get up in the morning? Are you happy to get up? Do you thank Spirit for waking you up for a new day? Or is your consciousness, oh God, I got to get through another day? Just become aware of it, because once you become aware of it, then you can change it. Also, angels, setting achievable goals and surrounding yourself with positive community to handle adversity. Because when you set goals and whatnot, you're going to need to have support. And it's important to be in an environment of positive people. And that's one thing for myself. I've come to realize I've had to shift and change and leave different situations and different experiences and places so that I was able to come into a better positive energy for myself so that I'm able to move forward. So look at in your life, in your family life, for your family, for yourself, for your relationships, where in your life are you able to really surround yourself in a positive community, whether it be if you're in a relationship or your marriage counseling, marriage support groups, marriage groups, people who are married that come together to have fun, things of that nature, who are positive. Find things like that, because when you have that energy around you, it helps inspire you and helps you move forward. That's one thing I've come to realize as well. Also, angels, you can adopt a growth mindset. And that's where you're able to look at life and view life as manageable instead of thinking your life is unmanageable or out of control. When you adopt a mind growth set, then you're willing to look at life from a different perspective. And when you look at life from a different perspective, angels, then you can see things in a different light, gives you a different meaning, gives you a different feeling, gives you a different everything. And it helps you move forward in life. I know what I speak of because I live it. I live this. Also, responding to life instead of reacting to life. There was a time in my life where I reacted to everything. I reacted to how people spoke to me. I reacted to situations. I reacted to relationships, experience. I reacted to everything in my life. Yet, because I used to do that, I know the difference between reacting and responding. And now I choose to respond to life. And in that response is a calmer manner, and there's less anxiety, less stress, less all of that. And when you respond to life, angels, you are in alignment with yourself. And we spoke about that last week. Responding to life is a big shift in your perspective and in your consciousness instead of always reacting to everything news, social media, the next text, the next email, all of that. Having self compassion and self care. Society will say that you're being selfish if you take care of yourself or put yourself first. Yet again, we'll use the analogy on the airplane. If you don't put that oxygen mask on yourself, you are no good to anybody else. So if you don't take care of yourself, how can you help your family, your children, your significant others, friends, people in your community? You have to be able to help yourself first. And by understanding that self empowerment is self love, and that isn't selfish. And having self compassion, speaking kindly to yourself, being non judgmental with yourself. I tell you, angels, there was a time in my life where I used to judge everything. So I know what I speak of because I've shifted that into a space now where I can laugh at myself and I can laugh at life. I can forgive myself quicker and let things go easier instead of having to drag them on. And I can stand in what I know and what I've learned because I've seen it work. Try it. You'll see it work in your life, I guarantee you. Also, angels, when you're able to have self compassion and self care, you practice self forgiveness. Instead of beating yourself up, practice self forgiveness. In fact, I had to remind myself of this just the other day. I had an experience that didn't go, that rubbed me the wrong way. And instead of saying, oh, what was wrong with me and taking all of that negative energy in, I reminded myself who I am and whose I am. And I allowed myself to speak kindly to myself. And it makes a world of difference because the energy that you ingest and you speak to yourself, angels, is what the experiences that you have on the outer. And plenty of quality rest is important. I know we are all busy. We all have things that we need to, be doing, have, yet resting is important for our bodies, for our spirit, for our mind. We just came through went through a solar eclipse. So all of that energy is still in the air, mingling and settling into our bodies, into our nervous systems, all of that. So quality rest is important, even if you're able to take a 20-minute nap. Also, angels, nourish your mind and body. And I'm speaking to myself on this, eating healthier fruits, vegetables, lighter foods, things that aren't so heavy because they make you feel sluggish and tired. If you're able to shop at a quality store that can help you, that has good products or a farmer's market where you can get better quality food, it helps your body. One thing that I've started taking recommended from my doctor is fish oil tablets and vitamin D. And in just those two pills alone, I can feel the difference in my body. So maybe take a vitamin supplement or something of that nature and get it from a quality store, not one of these pharmacy markets. Get it from a quality store so you can really know that you're really ingesting vitamins. Also, angels, you can control your inner you can control your inner database, meaning replacing your negative self-talk with positive self-talk. Our consciousness is the most precious energy we have. It can uplift us or it can defeat us. It can inspire us or it can keep us stagnant. Our consciousness can tell us lies or it can speak truth. Our consciousness can get us into fear or our consciousness can take leaps of faith. Knowing that, and knowing that we put guards and cameras on everything on the outer and the external world, how well are you taking care of your thoughts and your consciousness and speaking to yourself? Because how you speak to yourself is how you will speak to another. And I just went through an experience with that. Oh my goodness, angels. My first experience taking Buzzard's Corner of Love out into the world and representing that as myself as a whole. Never occurred to me that somebody wouldn't like Buzzard's Corner of Love. That never entered my mind. Yet I came up against that. And it was astounding how that lady spoke to me and other people because that's how she speaks to herself. And I stood in my truth. I stood in principle. I stood in love. And it was God's grace that worked in my life. Because when you're able to stand in your quiet and your power, angels, you will see the results of God working out your, what do they quote unquote say, fighting your battles for you. And I watched that whole experience work itself out as I just allowed myself to step back. So it was really powerful. So, how you speak to yourself is truly how you speak to another. And I can testify I've been on both sides of the coin, negative and positive. And angels, I tell you, when you control your inner dialogue, you feel happier. Wouldn't you rather smile, laugh, feel good, be relaxed, walk through life with joy, passion, instead of confusion, anger, upset, depression, worry, doubt, disbelief, and all of that negative stuff? You get to choose. Resilience improves your mental health by being able to manage stress, anxiety, and trauma. Helps you have a happy, healthy coping mechanisms in your life. You have happy, healthy coping mechanisms when you're able to release your anxiety in healthy ways, release your stress in healthy ways, forgive yourself. And I tell you, angels, those mechanisms work because this experience that I just went through with this lady, I used my knowledge of spirit, the tools, principles that I was taught, applied it, and it works if you work it. That's the key. You have to work it. Just a moment. Get my drink. And also, angels, resilience helps you change your responses to life. Knowing that you have resilience energy, you can respond instead of reacting. We spoke about that earlier. And it also allows for conscious constructive responses instead of negative, destructive reactions. You can have conscious, constructive responses. It's a difference. There really is a difference. And this is all of how resilience can help you in your life. And you may say, well, oh, Heather, that's all fine and dandy and sounds great and everything's good, but my life is great and I'm happy. Great. Then I'm happy for you. Yet, if you choose to have more freedom in your life, and if you choose to experience life coming to you instead of having to go out and chase it and think that you have to be this, that, or something else in order to be worthy to receive, apply these principles. We said resilience and recovery. Recovery improves your mental health by fostering emotional resilience, all of what we just spoke about, and developing, like we said, healthy coping mechanisms, and it reduces your shame. Angels, let me tell you, hardback, paperback, and ebook. But let me just tell you, breaks your shame. Resilience, I'll read this again. Recovery improves mental health by fostering emotional resilience, developing healthy coping mechanism, and reducing shame. Breaking shame, angels. This just isn't a title. I truly broke the shame that I carried for so long in my life. And you too can break any shames or break any chains that are carrying you in your life if you so choose to. And these tools that we here at Buzzard's Corner of Love are giving you will help you with that. As you break your shame and reduce your shame, it allows you to manage your life without stress and without substances. It rebalances your brain chemistry. It stabilizes your mood. It taps into that inner joy that we are all born with, that we had as a child, which is why child energy is so important. Also, it increases your self-confidence of who you are, whose you are, what you are, what you know, what your purpose is, why you're here. It builds supportive routines in your life, and it leads to a more purposeful and emotionally stable life. And that is true, angels, because I tell you, before I wrote that book, Spirit says to me, Heather, your life won't move forward until you write this book. I didn't understand that at the time. Yet I went on, wrote the book, etc. So on. Here it is today. Looking back, I understand that. There is no way I would be even here in this space experiencing this new door, this new chapter, this new opportunities, if I weren't obedient to write this and put this out. And I tell you, angels, what we're doing and having at this time, in this moment where our focus is in our presence, is what is going to carry us through the year. Think about that. So ask yourself, are you in a happy, peaceful space? Because that will compound. Or is your life in a turbulent space? That will compound. It doesn't have to. You can choose to change it. Like we said, building emotional resilience is coping skills. Therapy, you can go to therapy. You can rewire your stress by physical activity, listening to uplifting music. There's all kinds of ways, angels. You can discover your purpose in life. If you don't know what your purpose is, start journaling, start asking angels, start asking your spirit, start developing a relationship, tap into what you used to love as a child. That'll lead you to your purpose, because I know as a child I loved to write, and I was always writing stories. So I tap into what it is that you love. And also, recovery strengthens your connections with yourself and others, angels, and it builds your self-esteem. I kid you not. I'm experiencing all that I'm speaking of. There's no way I can stand here every single Tuesday if I weren't confident, had high self-esteem, knew that I knew what it is that I speak of, know that I speak from experience. I stand here with as integrity. I can be honest with anyone who's watching. I tell you, angels, it's your choice. What do you choose? And it's freedom. Freedom in life to laugh, to have joy, to enjoy it. You can establish stability as well. And this energy right here, through this eclipse and all of that, is looking for stable energy so it can land positive ideas and blessings into your life. I tell you, angels, we are really working with an energy field. And once you understand that this is an energy field in your home and in your environment, then you will change how you think about yourself and about what it is that you see. Knowing that life is a mirror as well. Life reflects what it is that we're thinking. So essentially, angels, recovery allows you to move beyond mere survival. Instead of just being in survival mode every single day, let's live life and enjoy living life. Fostering a character by empowerment. We here at Buzzard's Corner of Love empower on a weekly basis if you so choose to take these principles and use them in your life. They work for me in my life because I apply it. And let me tell you, this experience that I had with this lady in this business, in this new arena that I stepped into, in this new space, Spirit told me, Heather, you're going to have to apply what you know to move through this chapter in your life. I didn't understand it at the time. Yet having this experience with this woman, I understand, okay, you know who you are. You know the 4 laws of agreement. You know not to take things personal. And how will you respond to that? And let me tell you something, angels. Silence is powerful. Think about that. I didn't understand that either until I did. Silence is powerful. So knowing that you have the tools to build inner resilience in your life, you have the tools for recovery in your life, knowing that our theme of the month is embracing new beginnings, this is a platform for you to step into next week, which is our meditation week, angels, where you can renew, have healing, inner peace, and allow new beginnings to come to you because of this foundation that we set right here. That's next week, our Meditation Tuesday. We hope you join us for that. Taking a deep breath. Taking another. Taking another. Taking one more. And this fifth deep breath represents the fifth dimensional energy, our throat chakra. Angels, breathe in the energy of life. And release all that doesn't serve you. We say thank you, Spirit. Thank you for this day, this space, and this opportunity right here, right now, that we've all had to come together to remember who we are and whose we are, in truth, knowing that there's only one power, one presence active in our life, God, in this world, and that is the all-loving goodness of you. Spirit, we say thank you as we step into this month of March with our arms wide open, welcoming new beginnings, new opportunities, new experiences in our life, knowing that we have set the foundation today as we carry it into these weeks throughout this month, knowing that as we do so, new beginnings are making its way towards us. We say thank you, God, for light, love, joy, peace, health, harmony in our life, for those who may be ill or don't feel good emotionally within themselves. God, we know that you are right there for them. as we stand in that knowingness that we know that we know that we know that no matter what it looks like, sounds like, feels like, or appears to be, God truly is there, and divine order is working in your life. We give thanks, God, for that knowingness as we send it out into the universe, knowing that it is fulfilled and complete. And together, angels, we simply say, and so it is. Amen. Tell you, resilience and recovery. We've set that foundation. Join us next week for our Meditation Tuesday, renewal, healing, inner peace, and new beginnings. Angels, like, subscribe to our channel, share this with others. Check out our short YouTube videos that we put up there today. Check out our posts in our community. Angels, go over to BUZZARDSKORNER.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with a K.com. We've got blogs over there to start and end your day. Positive blogs to start and end your day. Angels, you can pick up coaching packages over there. We got a lot of information over there to help you move forward with life. That's BuzzardsKorner.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with a K.com. Again, next week, Angels, is our Meditation Tuesday. Until then, I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves.